Today we got our first tryout of the latest and first Battlefield 2042 event, the Liquidators. Now before we get onto my thoughts on the event itself, let's take a look at some of the smaller updates that you probably didn't notice during this patch. We've got the M16 and the M60 with their recoil reduction for console players, so they should reset their recoil properly, which is very welcome because that's been really annoying, and that's across the board for all Portal weapons too, along with further balance changes to those two guns such as reduced dispersion and increased damage. Those should be a lot more viable now, and I'm happy to see that. The Avances, K30 and MP9 have also been balanced further. Very happy with the Avances nerf, as that one was very needed. Not sure if the K30 needed another balance, but we'll see how it performs, and the MP9 change makes me very sad because I love that gun as it was, but it's probably again for the better. The ADS glitch has been fixed again. Let's hope this one is gone for good now because it's been around for a while. And hit registration for controllers has also been improved when you're firing full auto in one go, which is really good because it's usually been quite inconsistent as of late when you're firing at full auto and consistently shooting at an enemy and trying to track them while they strafe left and right. Now onto the event itself, starting with the smaller stuff. The cosmetics, they're actually pretty damn good. I'm really impressed by them, and I've been saving up my boins for a while, so I might go and purchase some of these. Some people don't like the white and red aesthetic, but I think it's quite nice and it adds a bit of color differentiation between different player models, and in my book, the more variation between player models in this game to make them seem unique, the better. We want to feel like a faceless soldier, and the more skins in the game, the more unique you feel, which is good. Now there are actually two modes to this event. For this week we have 8v8 on smaller strategic conquest maps, then next week we switch over to 16v16 on the same maps. Now for the maps themselves, they're pretty damn good. I didn't expect these smaller versions to play as well as they do, and some of them, like Breakaway, need a lot more cover, hopefully in a future rework, but most of them, especially the Portal maps, work brilliantly. Apart from Rush, which is 16v16, I've been missing smaller modes for this game, especially domination-like ones like these. 8v8 is quite a nice number and one that I hadn't really experienced in 2042 before, and I'd like to see more stuff like this in the future. It makes team play a lot more prevalent, and I find myself making more strategic decisions because there's not as much hectic gameplay going on. Don't get me wrong, I love 128 player conquest, but this just slows things down and makes you feel more important as a player. You go on a good tear and you can wipe out the entire enemy team and take all of the objectives for yourself and win the match. Another thing I also appreciate about this mode is that it makes specialists feel more special. Who you pick can actually influence the gameplay quite a lot. And this definitely won't be the case for 16v16 next week, but for this week, there can only be one of each specialist on each team, making each one all the more important. I really like this about Hazard Zone, so I'm happy it's here in Strategic Conquest. Individual gadgets like spawn beacons I found really useful for these modes, because if somebody carries one, you can spawn in a strike team of 8 in any position on the map at any time. It's also interesting to note that these are run on Portal servers because this is a Portal game mode, so if you are playing, you don't have to quit out. This isn't all-out warfare and you can just stay in the server and it'll roll on to the next one. The only downside is that not many people know about this or really care, so I see a lot of people leaving, so the next round will be 4v4 until it fills up. It is quite nice to see that these cosmetics are only for these 2 weeks, and the actual mode itself, Strategic Conquest, is in there on Portal, so it can be brought back at any time. It is important and slightly annoying to note that the cosmetics themselves are quite dear for this one. They are very cool looking and you do get, I think, 6 or 7 cosmetics per bundle, but again, you'll have to be splashing out a lot of cash to get them. The free ones that come with the tiers weren't tracking properly this morning, and that is why I put that little "when it works" in the thumbnail, because this morning the gamer went live but tracking didn't. So I played 3 rounds and none of it counted towards the ribbon score, so I didn't unlock anything or progress towards any of the unlocks that you get for free. This has been rectified now, but it is something to note because that was a bit of a disaster this morning, but we ignore it. Overall, I've had a lot more fun with this mode than I expected to. It's a breath of fresh air, really. More coordination, more team play, smaller maps, more use of cover strategically, better plays. It's a good time. You should try it out. If you have tried it out, let me know what you think of it in the comments below. If you'd like to read up more on the Liquidators and everything that's going on about Battlefield 2042 at the moment, head over to Comet's Exodus Archives. He's a great storyteller and currently has an event on his website going on about this. And if you'd like to come and talk to me about this event or anything else 2042 or VR related, come over to the Battlefield No Salt Discord. We talk about this game all the time there. You can come and speak to me and loads of other people. It's a great place to be. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.